the Trevor Jackson Podcast.
What's good with y'all today on this beautiful Sunday, on Father's Day, on the day of rest, on the day that men should be exonerated, should be celebrated, should be appreciated, man, for the efforts of taking care of the household, taking care of the daughters and sons and family members, and it's just interesting. Life is interesting, man. So I wanted to create this show about fraudulent characters. You know, the reason I spoke about fathers at the top of the show is because I know fathers have sons that's interested in hip-hop characters. They might like Kodak Black, or they might like Young Thug. They might like NBA Youngboy. But what do y'all do to keep them from being inspired and encouraged from those type of artists? Because I grew up in a household where I was raised by my grandmother, my mother, and my sister. It wasn't a man in the household. Like, the male figures were street individuals, and I was influenced by them because I seen them with the cars, I seen them with the chains, I seen them getting money and providing for their families. Even though I thank God for my mother, my sister, and my grandmother and the way they raised me and they blessed me and they showed me unconditional love, I needed a father figure because I was influenced by dumb shit. Thinking that the things that was done in the streets was acceptable, was real. And the reason I'm saying is, what do y'all do to keep y'all kids from being influenced by that? Because there's so much of it out here. There's so many rappers perpetrating and frauding so they can have a monetary gain from being deceptive towards you. They deceiving you. Real talk, they deceiving you, they deceiving your children. We still, like, I'm 44 years old. I still ride around listening to the bullshit, but I receive it differently because I know exactly what it is. Now, the reason I wanted to have this conversation is because I normally don't listen to Joe Rogan like that, but I was interested in this episode that Joe Rogan had because he had Freeway Ricky Ross on there. Now, Freeway Ricky Ross, he was an ultimate hustler, $1 million a day, purchasing and getting the substances that he sold from the CIA, contributing to funding wars for America. He was making so much money. Like, if you read the story, you know, the 80s and the conspiracy and the war on drugs and all of that, then you know who Freeway Ricky Ross is. Now, he was on Rogan and he was talking about fraudulent characters in hip hop misleading people. And it made me want to just dive deep into it and have a conversation with y'all about it.
Have you ever seen anybody confront Rick Ross about you?
Not in person, no. Anytime I'm around, he disappears.
But is there any video of anybody like, hey, why are you running around with this dude's name when this dude's out of jail now?
Well, you know, these guys, they kind of like we talked about, when you got some money, they don't care if you beating women or making them lick tampons. You know, everybody fuck with you.
Right.
So, you know, he was on top of the world at one time. He was
a corrections officer.
Yeah, but he was. But when he got some money, they forgot about he was a correctional officer. You got gangsters, you know, doing records with him, and you know, people who say, "Oh, I hate snitches" and all this, but they doing records with a police officer who put handcuffs. You know, I got letters from guys that was in jail with him when he was a correctional officer, and they told me what a shitty guy he was. You know, that they would be shooting dice, he would take the dice and all the money, and they got extra soup, he'd take the soups, and
wow,
and you know, just stuff that normal officers just don't. You know, officers, I mean, everybody in jail got extra soups. You know, you save your soups because it might come a time and you ain't got them, so you stack your stuff up. But most officers don't even care. You know, who cares about extra soup? We trying to get the dope dealers and, you know, the guys with the knives. But then you got those ones, and they're like, Oh, well, you got an extra pair of underwear. You going to the hole.
Really? And that's how he was?
That's how he was. They say that's the kind of cop he was. And then when I hear that he's the biggest gangster rapper on the planet, it's like,
It's just so crazy. What is it like having a dude running around out there with your name? Like, if there was a rapper out there named Joe Rogan, I'd be like, what the fuck?
In an objective way, I gotta talk about this, like, because I don't condone the things that Rick Ross did, even though the real Rick Ross, Freeway, even though I participated in those type of activities earlier on in my life, almost a decade and a half ago. But why are we allowing ourselves to be misled by someone like the rapper Rick Ross? Is it because we like his music? Is it because the music is good? Because the music is, I like Rick Ross music, but the music isn't necessarily leading. It can't lead me no direction. It doesn't have a direction. But he's became rich off of the message that he's conveying that he's never lived. He never lived. He was a correctional officer. He may have hustled some nickels and dimes and did some petty crimes or whatever, but he never lived that lifestyle. But he can convey the message well on records. Now, Jay-Z did records with him, even though Jay-Z may have knew he was fake. But did Jay-Z do those records because he was profiting off of those records? Now, it comes to a point when I think about hip-hop, all of it's fake. Really? It's like we care about money more than we care about the messaging that we convey to people. That's why I like me personally, I really don't respect motivational speakers because that's momentarily. You know what I mean? I need something that's going to change my life in a permanent way, in a permanent direction. But Rick Ross being fake, like, what y'all think about that in the comment section? Because I need y'all help with this because I'm confused. But I understand that, like, people go to his car shows, people celebrate his music and all of this, but when you listen to hip hop and when you contribute to the culture, is it just about a bag? Is that's all it's about, is the bag? Or do you care about the message that you're trying to convey? Let's get into something else, though.
What did you get from Drake when he hosted SNL?
oh, he gave us all OVO jackets.
Is that really true?
Yeah, he got us all SNL OVO Roots jackets.
That's fucking tight.
Dude, he's fucking the sweetest guy ever.
He was really cool, huh?
That guy is going to be a fucking movie star in about 4 years.
Well, but why wait? That's what I've always wondered is what's the wait? Like, why
He's
not?
the best actor of all time.
Yeah,
He's been acting as a dope rapper for fucking 7 years. He's the best actor of all time.
I say the same thing. It sounds like an insult, but it's not. It's not.
It's not. He's dope. He's dope.
He happens to be good.
He happens to be
good. But the part he's playing is not him.
Yeah, that's not him at all. It's like he's just.
It's performance art.
He's the sickest. I can't. It's so hard to explain, and I'm so glad you get it on
100%.
the way that I understand. He's the best actor ever.
I always said Drake is an actor. He's not a rapper. He's an actor, and this is the role of a lifetime.
Yeah.
In this case, really his lifetime.
Yeah.
This is the role he's playing,
and he is killing it.
It's actually why him and I don't get along all the time and have ups and downs, because I know all you have to do is meet someone who's like you and know, like, I know you.
Right.
I know you.
Right.
Suburban Jewish rap loving kid.
How are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I know you. You're Canadian.
Yeah.
You're I'm Maryland. You're Toronto, but I know who you are.
Yeah.
And so when I see certain shit that I don't like, we just end up getting to like a sort of bitchy Jewish kid qualms,
right,
that I understand, but it's not because I don't respect him.
You know, that's crazy to me that two guys that's like, they both participate in hip hop. Pete Davidson is a comedian. Peter Rosenberg is a conversationalist on probably hip hop's #1 radio station, Hot 97. It's been around the longest. It has DJ Funk Flex, Ebro, done had all the people that everybody done came through Hot 97 or wanted to get their records played on Hot 97, and Rosenberg is a part of that. And him saying that Drake is a great actor, and him knowing that this is not black guys dissing him. He's not a hip hop star. He's not really what he say he is. But we love it though. We love the music. We love the messaging. We indulge in the messaging. We love being deceived. We don't even support the real. We don't even support the people that's really out there on the front line. We'll support Drake because it's popular, because that's what the ladies want to hear. That they want to hear that fake shit, and they appreciate that. It's different to me. We living in transformational times, and I love hip hop, man. I grew up on the Nas's, the 8 Balls, the 8 Balls, 8 Ball MJG, the Goody Mob, the Pimp C, the Spice One, and you know what I mean. A lot of individuals. It's just that I see the landscape of hip hop now. Everything is fake. Everything is commercialized. Everything is like hip hop has become where Doritos, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Drake. And I'm gonna do a show pretty soon on that Joe Budden interview with Jackson, whatever his name is, the Jackson guy who was an exec at Apple Music. But he said some profound things on that Joe Budden podcast about like the music industry and commercial music. And I'm complaining about fake rappers and stuff though, but back in the days, we used to go to the store and pay $20 a CD. Best Buy, Cats, FYE and all that, pay $20 a CD. When I got choices, I got a whole library, I got a whole store in my phone. I don't have to choose what's being programmed to me. I don't have to choose the fraudulent music, but people still choose it. Now, I want to switch the topic to something that may be offensive to some, because like a lot of people think that Tupac is the greatest hip hop artist of all time. And Tupac is a great, he put the words together well. I'm a fan of the Tupac before Death Row. But when he got to Death Row, I really wasn't a fan of that, because fraudulent, we're going to look up the definition of fraudulent after I play this clip, and then I'm going to talk about what this clip is saying and what it means to me.
I think it's a very small minority of real gangster rappers, in my opinion. Even though, of course, they're speaking about a culture.
Yeah.
Maybe there are more. I mean, the new stuff I don't follow.
Yeah. I'd put the Baby in that category.
Yeah. See, that's one of those things where I just don't know.
I mean, the Baby actually killed somebody at a Walmart who pulled out a gun on him and his family.
Yeah.
As well as another shooting incident in his house. And he's constantly getting into it with people these days. Gucci killed somebody, Gucci Mane. He killed someone who did a home invasion.
Yeah, it's, of course, I could.
There's a handful.
Yeah, but think about it, man. Look at the situation with Tupac. Is he a gangster to his heart? No, I never. I to this day, I don't think that. I think the problem is that he was in that world, and then he stayed with that character, and that's what got him.
I'm gonna finish what he was gonna say first. He said that's what got him messed up. That's what got him killed. I didn't want to play that at the end for some reason, but Vlad has a perspective of a gangster is that a gangster have to kill somebody or hurt somebody, because he was mentioning what the Baby did. That's when I first moved to Charlotte too. When that happened, that was the Walmart I went to every day. That Walmart where the Baby killed the person or whatever. That is a nice Walmart. It was brand new when I moved here, and that's where everybody went to because everybody liked new stuff. And to me, that's not what a gangster is, hurting somebody. A gangster is a person who is doing what he's doing out of necessity because he doesn't have another way out. Vlad can't understand that perspective because he never been in that situation. A gangster is a person who is doing what he's doing out of necessity because he doesn't have another way out. I hope y'all heard that, because y'all celebrate artists that's multimillionaires that's contributing into poor activities. People that doesn't have money, people that's struggling, people that's trying to get to where Tupac was at, where Gucci was at, where these people are at. Those people that have to do those things want to get out. That's why they're doing those things. And when they get out, they never do those things again. And I'm one of those type of individuals. I wouldn't have never hustled. I never was violent, though. Let me clear myself up. I never would have hustled if I didn't have to. Now, when you got these people like Soulja Boy who get a hit record, then become a blood. You got people like Chris Brown, done sold 10 million records, then become a gang member. That's a fraudulent character. Why do you want to be that at the end of the day? Why do you want to participate in those low vibrational activities when you already done made it out? You fraudulent, dog.
The last time I spoke to Trey D, this was a topic I brought up. I'm definitely gonna ask you directly, go below. Like, why do you feel like most of these rappers feel like, it's a fab to gang bang or want to hang with gang bangers? Do they feel like, this gangster image will make them sell more? Because, there's a lot of people false claiming out there that's on top of the music game that like to brand themselves with a gang like Lil Wayne or Jim Jones, or even that time Rick Ross, who recently got in some dispute with some homies out in the D.
Well, it's been a lane created for that weirdo shit. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. If that's what you want to represent, some weirdo shit and some faking, you know what I'm saying? Then that's what you become if you surround yourself around that. You know it ain't real. You know it ain't right. So stay away from it. You know what I mean? A perpetrator is a perpetrator. You know what I'm saying? A faker is a phony. You know what I'm saying? You want the real. The voice of the ghetto man speaks in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? From the ghetto. You don't want nobody telling you something about something, don't know nothing. I'm not finna follow suit with somebody claiming and he don't even know what's going on. Get me shot. You know what I'm saying? For hanging with the wrong dude. You know what I mean? So we stay in that lane. We already come from a city that's so strong. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no watering it down for nothing.
Yeah, well, yeah. How you think? Sorry, go ahead, OG, my bad.
Responsible, Craig. Public is really responsible for these people's success. They fraudulent. You know what I'm saying? You already know their background, and then when they get exposed, people just be like, "Oh, it's just rap music." It ain't just rap music, bro. You know what I'm saying? If somebody feed you a line of nonsense, you know what I mean? And you gonna support that, then you bumping your own head. So
I'm gonna end the clip off with something like this. Like, people that achieve success before they participate in those activities is actually crazy, man. Because me coming from impoverished communities and me being poor once, like that mentality that people engage in, the streets, the gangs, the snitching activities and all of that, that is actually the minority. You want to be a part of that thinking that it's going to help you sell more. It's going to help you achieve things more. It's going to help you become one with your community more, when in our reality, it's minimizing you. It's not making you larger. It's not helping you to achieve anything. It's minimizing you. It's making you less than what you was when you didn't pick a side. When you didn't become a subjective person. When you remain objective, it makes you more accessible to all things. You're accessible to all things. But I just wanted to talk about this on Father's Day, and I want to salute the fathers, the good ones and everything, because what do y'all do to keep y'all children from listening and being inspired by the people that's in hip hop that's fraudulent individuals. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Let's further the discussion in the comment section. Peace, love, plenty abundance. Make sure you go get you some money. And I'm gone. Dip.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.